All right, let's get to this first play here. So your dad made you wrestle till 8th grade, and we're gonna see a lot of this right here on this play. So it's a back block here, and you're gonna see, folks, where he's a little bit short on his block, but watch his hips here, and watch him be able to kind of wrestle with that guy. See right there, the little wrestling background? As this guy comes in there, you slide your hips in. What are you trying to do on this play, and how much did your wrestling background kind of help you on these blocks?
Yeah, like you said, I was short on that first step, and at that point I knew I had to be able to get my hips in between him and the hole. So definitely wrestling has helped me with that, just with the torque I have on his upper body, the leverage I can get with that inside hand, being able to really extend that and be able to get my hips through on that. That was huge for me with wrestling.
There's a lot of people that will argue in either direction that wrestling helps you play football in any position, but especially offensive line, or it hurts you. Mm-hmm. How's it helped you?
Yeah, I think it's helped me a lot. Just being able to use leverage in the way that I can, being able to use the torque that I can use with my upper body. That's big in wrestling. That's big in this game right here. So really just that, and then also having a mental toughness. I don't think there's very many people out there who are as mentally tough as wrestlers. You're going through such a grind of a season, cutting weight all the time, not being able to eat, and you have to be able to go out there and perform to the top level that you can. So it's a lot of mental toughness and then being able to use leverage.
Let's talk about this play here. This is from, I believe, this is Murray, right? 2018 here. Yeah. So this is what I talk about when the kind of your processing, I think, is fabulous, right? So you're running a zone to the right here, and you're working with, what do you mean, right guard or left guard here with the mic in the middle?
Right here, we're working with the right guard. We knew they like to run a ton of stunts and movement up front. So this game, everybody had to be on page, being able to have their eyes where they need to be. Their steps had to be in the ground every time, because you couldn't really overcorrect it, and you couldn't overstep with things when you're playing against them.
They bring the guy out the slot, so you guys have to go to the slot.
Yeah,
right?
we have to count him in this.
Immediately right now, because you have to protect the handoff. Did you see this nickel off the edge and account for him?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we ended up making an adjustment pre-snap in this game with that. We saw him walking up. We saw that safety rolling over, so that's how we were able to adjust to it.
So now your guy slants inside. So you're bringing the whole line with you, which is pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. And the patience you show here is unbelievable. So you take your time here, and you have time, right? Secure the down guy, walk up to the linebacker, and then get off, and obviously the finish is fantastic. How do you make sure you're not hold here? Because I think a lot of times when the defender's trying to get off your body, even though you're in a great position right here, right? Mm-hmm. Your hands are inside, your elbows inside, you're torqued up, you're running with them. You can't get called for a holding if you stop your feet here. How do you tell yourself, hey man, as this guy starts to get off you right here, I'm not gonna get called for holding?
Yeah, it just all comes with a finishing mentality. You got to keep driving your feet the whole time. Anytime you feel that separation starting to move, that's when you got to really start driving your feet, getting in so you can stay within the block and, stay within that range to where you can be without holding on them.
I can see here that you do a happy trot when you throw him down. It's just your little happy trot right here, like, oh, I got him. What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to yourself right here? I can see this is an offensive line. This is like a prideful little jog here. Look at this prideful little jog. Oh, I got him.
Yeah.
Are you saying that in your head?
Oh yeah, you're definitely saying that. Anytime you can get a guy on the ground, you got to be saying that.
We got to highlight one negative play. Your play is too good. We're going to highlight one here.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to whiff on this play.
Yeah.
It's after you got a penalty.
Yeah.
Talk me through the whiff after a penalty. Are you pissed at yourself?
Oh, definitely. I hate whiffing on this type of stuff. And we knew the blitz was coming. They gave us this look. We knew exactly what was coming. I just set too wide on it. That's what happened. I should have stayed more inside. Kind of had that inside hand on that nose crossing my face for that right guard, and stay there a little bit longer. And I got a little bit too overzealous and got outside a little bit.
What do you feel like you still need to work on?
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. Hand placement, being able to have hand placement, not getting my head in pass protections. I set aggressively as a center.
The only, I would say, area for improvement that Creed probably needs at this point is just to kind of be aware of more things crossing his face on games that come from distance, really. Yeah. Anything that comes from space that isn't up on the line of scrimmage, and a lot
drifts a little,
just a little bit.
I noticed too, a lot of teams did a lot of late pressures, 3-man rush. They're bringing a guy around here. You guys supposed to switch this off here?
Usually if they're bringing that delay guy, he's staying outside of my angle and going into that A gap to that side or even the B gap. And I think he read it. I was forcing that nose outside more. So I think he kind of came across on his own on this.
What do you, after a play like this, kind of a negative play, do you go back to the sideline and tell coach, like, hey man, we got it. This is what we saw. This is how we'll make the adjustment?
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what we do. We'll go back up, say, actually, they're running, a different look in this point, and we got to be able to bump it off. So we know right there the guard's gonna be able to come back faster throughout for the rest of that game now.
His feet are so good and his recovery is so good. He always finds his way back into position to get just enough of the guy where it doesn't become a detriment.
Here's another thing, just to kind of highlight more of what you can do. You're pulling against UCLA, the Rose Bowl. It's my favorite place. Here you're going to pull here. As a center, it's very hard to pull. What are your keys as your footwork to come out of that stance?
Yeah, your first step has to have some depth to it, just because you're trying to let that guard clear you. You don't want to bump into him. Or really on this one, it's the tackle, because he's coming down on that guy. He can't allow penetration, so he's got to get down fast, and he's got to stay a little bit flat. So I have to make sure I'm getting enough depth on that pull to get around him.
So you pre-snap, are you looking at the look like, okay, I know that we're pulling a guard here as well. I gotta get out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's with this front. That was our main key.
And you're pulling for the backside linebacker, so you know you kind of have time, right? You're eyeing him up right here.
Yeah. And
he comes downhill. How are you making sure to kind of set your body up to be able to attack this guy? Because you hit him with same foot, same shoulder, but you know as you run, you tend to get a little higher. Mm-hmm. What do you think to yourself as you're getting ready to hit that guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to read off of the guard pull right here. I know the ball's getting outside on this, and I'm trying to stay as deep as I can, let that guard make that block before I cut up in that field. So I'm trying to make a cut quick and get to him. Really, I'm just trying to leverage it to his outside shoulder, right on that outside number on him. And if I can, if I get into a bad position, try to rip that backside arm through if I need to. But it's all about, just getting leverage points down and being able to get to where you need to get to.
The thing that I like about Creed, though, is how cerebral he is. He can install an offense, install a play like he was an offensive coordinator. And that's important, because when you're talking about a center and an elite thinker, you got to know the big picture of how everything fits into the grand scheme. And Creed is able to do that kind of out of his sleep.
You guys, out of all the offenses I've watched, it's a pretty complex offense, I think. I mean, there's a lot happening, a lot you guys are in charge of up front, and you're in charge of all the communication, right? The center, the quarterbacks aren't doing that. So here's a pressure right here. Here's I think it's a 6-man protection. You're talking to your guys, you're looking around. What are you telling these guys as you see the safety on over the left hash there, the top hash, come down, the nickel's cheating in right there, the will's pushed a little bit to the front side. What are you telling your guys there as you talk to them?
Yeah, as I talk to these guys, it's communication across the line. Cody's the first one who spotted it out. He was great with his eyes, and he was able to see that.
There's his hand right there, he's telling everyone.
He's telling us, he's repeating it back to us. I start repeating the call of what we're making. Our right guard is when it makes a signal for us for that, so that's what we were able to do with that. And it's just really communication with everybody.
I'm so fascinated that your quarterbacks weren't part of this at all?
No, they leave it up to us up front, and the center's a big part of that. So I did, studying film throughout the week. I was, studying basically like a quarterback, seeing coverages, tendencies, what they like to do within that. So I'd go into the game, having a really good process of knowing what they're going to do defensively.
So the ball snapped here. They're bringing nickel and they're bringing will. Mm-hmm. And again, like the patience here, just like you're setting back right off the line of scrimmage, just 2nd and 9. So you just kind of want to be on the same level, of course, to pass things off. Yeah. And like just the patience here, just like all right, just like come to me, buddy. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I mean, you guys all play with so much patience, man.
Yeah.
What's it like practicing to get to this level?
It took a ton of reps, and these guys played with each other for a long time, so I was able to kind of step in and, get to that level faster because of them playing so long. They had such good chemistry and it helped us out a lot. And it's really just about being able to stay calm and collected throughout everything. There's a bunch of movement up front, people coming in from different directions. It's all about staying calm.
It's all about film study.
Exactly.